What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lamplight City. Last we left off right here, we were talking to Constance Upton, and she said that,
best avoid that one. He looks like he might tip over at any moment. Reminds me of when I was alive. Ah, good times.
Good times. A couple patrons we can talk to.
Not much of a hurry to clean up in here, are they?
Nope. Let's go outside then. So she gave us a new case, where somebody was killed, and she doesn't think that it was actually, let's see. She didn't think it was actually an accident, so we were there. Oh no, that's our own address. Dupree Manor. That's where the,
You are aware this is private property, sir?
Bite me.
Yes, I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I'm looking into the incident involving Madame Dupree. I assume this is she?
You assume correctly, Mr. Fordham. My apologies, but I thought the police had already made an arrest.
That's right, but there's still some doubt as to the man's guilt. May I ask your name, sir?
I am Dr. Fellows, Madame Dupree's private physician. I'm afraid she is in no state to be answering questions at present.
Are any other members of the family home?
Her son, Mr. Montgomery, is in the entrance hall. I had to give him a mild sedative to settle his nerves, but he should be all right to converse.
Then if you don't mind, I'll have a look around.
Alright.
This fountain probably looked nicer when it was working, but right now it's just a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Her eyes are glazed over, and she's got a vacant, expressionless stare. She seems completely oblivious to her surroundings. If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just exhibiting the typical symptoms of your average rich person.
Alright, let's,
With her vast sums of wealth, Madame Dupree could probably feed a starving family for the next 30 years. Instead, she uses the money to keep her hedges trimmed.
Yeah, but you always gotta trim your bush. I mean, come on now, you don't want that stuff getting out of hand. Can you imagine what that looked like if it wasn't maintained?
Oh, hello. Are you the new servant?
No, I'm Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into your mother's attempted murder.
How did you know I was her son? Oh, of course. You must have sensed it with your detective's intuition. I should have guessed by that giant head of yours.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Montgomery?
Yes, I'm fine. Much better than when those pesky police officers were snooping around earlier. But I like you, Mr. Fordham. I can already tell you're not like them at all. Please, call me Andrew.
Yes, well, I'll have a look around, and I may need to ask you some questions. Do you think you can handle that?
I can. In fact, I really look forward to it.
If the good doctor gave him a mild sedative, I'd hate to see what the stuff you take would have done to him.
Jesus, yeah, I'll say.
What a beautiful parrot. Must have cost the Duprees a cool copper. Dupree looks like she's holding on to that poor bastard for dear life.
Okay, to the kitchen. I can talk to the parrot. Do you know who killed who?
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Holly, want a cracker?
No, thank you.
Pieces of 8?
Aye, matey.
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a...
So long, birdie.
Bye-bye.
Jill will clarify what the hell pieces of 8 is for me. She just happens to know all those things. It's that weird British humor. I don't know. I don't get it either, people. It's really dry. That's all it is.
Yeah, it looks like gumbo's on the menu tonight. I wonder how it compares with Upton's special recipe. Certainly no shortage of bowls or food preparation items around here.
Alright, let's chat with the servant. See if they recognize
Pardon
or
me,
see
miss.
anything.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm investigating the attempted murder of Madame Dupree.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm very busy. I can't help you.
Why not?
Do you know anything about what happened to Madame Dupree?
No, I don't. Please leave me to my work. I shouldn't be talking to you.
All right, I'm going.
Oh, something seems shady.
Judging by the amount of food this family probably eats, washing the dishes must take forever.
I'll say.
It's times like these make me wish I could still eat. Looks like the type of spices you'd use in a stew. Most likely paprika or turmeric. Nice variety of reds and oranges.
Like, what? Why the hell does that matter?
Some kind of water dispensing device, maybe? I was never very good at finding my way around the kitchen.
Yeah, it shows. Okay, so we can't talk to her. Nothing on the counters. Nothing else we can get here. Let's go back in here. She seems a little shady to me. We'll go upstairs. We'll talk to Andrew after.
A horrible little porcelain figurine. Madame Dupree didn't strike me as the type to play with dolls.
She did. She used to just rip the arms off of them, that's all.
Nice bouquet of roses. Although it would make things much easier if they were Easter lilies.
If only.
If only.
Ah, the Gascon docks. The artist definitely took some liberties. You can't see a single person getting stabbed.
And we'll just barge into someone's room. Hopefully they're not naked. Or hopefully they are. Depends. Okay.
I've never seen so many beauty products together in one place. Doesn't look like they get used much, though.
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Shall we pick it?
Let's have a look through these papers.
Yes.
Aha, what's this?
A recipe. Dear Miss Montgomery, unfortunately I've been informed of a series of burglaries in the neighborhood near the room you were renting from me in 76 Forest Lane. As a precaution, I've gone ahead and changed the locks. Please find and close the copy of your new key. I hope this doesn't cause you too much of an inconvenience. Yours, Edwina Crestvella.
Interesting. This Miss Montgomery must be Andrew's sister. But why is she renting a room in the Chum? Guess there's really only one way to find out.
Yeah, we gotta go to the Chum, baby. It's one of my favorite places to go.
Nice little cottage. Looks like it would make a nice cozy spot to retire. If I hadn't already retired from life, that is.
Yeah, poor
Well,
guy.
someone's fancy. I never liked these types of beds much. They feel too claustrophobic.
I always thought they had a certain appeal myself.
I agree.
Yes, you would think that about a bed that lets you shut out the rest of the world.
That's the whole point, dummy. I'd love to have a bed with curtains all around it. I think that'd be freaking awesome.
Whoever lives in this room really likes plants and flowers, don't they?
And then I could have like a little peekaboo spot out the curtains. Or maybe make it all solid like a gripping coffin, but not as deathly because I don't want to like die in my sleep in one of those things. But, you know, with the sliding doors or something, that'd be pretty cool.
That's an old uniform, from the turn of the century by the look of it. This must be Madame Dupree's first husband. Kind of strange that she'd still keep his portrait in the bedroom.
Yeah.
A much younger Madame Dupree. I suppose that's a nice alternative to a mirror. Ooh, a fainting couch. You know, I always wanted one of these, but I never fainted enough to justify buying one.
Choice and consequence. Edwin Lunch. The Chester.
Doesn't appear to be very brief if there's 2 volumes of it. Wonder if anyone outside the family would find this even remotely interesting. Doesn't appear to be very...
Okay.
I don't even want to know what that one's about.
Equestrian mesmerism. Buffalo Skinner or Wild Mouse
I read that one
Taylor?
last year. If you ever wanted to know the intimate details of a buffalo's anatomy, I highly recommend it. Now that one sounds interesting. I was always a fan of Bedletter's short stories. One of those melodramatic romances. I read it a while back, and I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Choice and consequence. Who in their right mind would write a book about that?
So that's... Oh, jeez. Or was it someone else? Oh, this is my notes. Okay, I thought that was a freaking book. Okay. Investigate the rented room at 76 Forest Lane, so I think that's where we're going next. Yeah, let's check
Let's
out
see
the
if
drawers.
there's anything in these drawers. Damn, nothing but personal effects and more stationery.
Damn it.
Don't forget the first rule of detective work. If there's nothing useful inside, check underneath and between.
Ah, yes, of course. Thanks for the reminder.
Hidden drawer.
Uh-huh, now this is intriguing.
I'm not going to warn you again, you disgusting mulatto thug. Stay away from my daughter and my house, or I'll kill yourself. Ooh.
It would appear that Madame Dupree was taking music lessons.
Her current predicament has probably put an end to that venture, though.
I don't know about that. That's a scale, but don't think there is anything else. Look at the mirror.
You've got some huge bags under your eyes, Miles. Reminds me of the case we had on that strange train.
Don't remind me.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Okay, and then we'll go out. We'll check out the other room that was off to the right-hand side there. Right here where the piano is. And then we'll go down, talk to Andrew. Then we'll head over to 76 Drury Lane or whatever the hell it was.
Goodness, someone went overboard with the flowers. This brings back some memories, doesn't it?
Ones I'd rather forget.
Alright, what's this all about?
I can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew concocts in this thing.
These should be useful.
Yeah, boy. Okay.
The science of pharmacology. I'm sure it's riveting stuff. Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. These would make a sloth act like a hummingbird. A gentle reminder that everyone's time is slowly running out. Decadent.
Uh-huh.
Is this really the best that medical science has to offer?
Leeches.
What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know.
The bottle is empty.
Ooh. We can use it to fill with booze and then drink it. Just make sure there's nothing else for us to... Oh.
The science of... It looks as though this folded piece of paper is being used as a bookmark.
Mm-hmm. Opens the book.
I hope remembering what page they were on wasn't too important.
Oh, God.
Looks like it's a letter for Andrew.
Enclosed is the agreed upon fee. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on the exams without this help. Dr. Tennyson charges an obscene amount. Thank goodness for good people like you with home pharmacies. I'll look for them in the usual spot under the Weeping Angel. Joshua, P.S. Sorry to hear about your mother. I'll wait a few days before passing by. Under the Weeping Angel.
Decadent.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be anything else that we could do, so let's take off.
Oh, look! It's one of those new audio cylindergraphs. I can't quite wrap my head around how they can manage to get sound out of a wax cylinder.
I'll probably get in trouble for this. Nope. Harpsichord. Oh, dear God. Okay, hang on. Casebook. Torn letter. I'll kill you myself. Okay, that's what that said. Yeah, what happened to the... There must be something we have to do with this. Okay, turn that crap off.
Why would anyone need so many flowers in one room?
Perhaps it's to mask the odors of those chemicals on the workstation.
Could be.
Okay, let's go out here quickly. I think it was here. I want to see the musical note sheet again. So it's low C up to C again. The C scale. I already did low C, but maybe I wasn't at the low enough C. Okay. G, A, B, low C. What if we went... Nope. Doesn't appear to be anything that we could do right yet. Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah, it
you
must
guys
be
are
a
going
nice
to tell
place
me
to sit and
something
listen to me.
afterwards, but that's quite okay. Let's head back downstairs, and we'll talk to Mr. Andrew.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
What a suave little mofo he is.
What can you tell me about Madame Dupree?
She came back from the dead. I couldn't believe it. My mother, resurrected, just like Jesus.
Yes. I heard you're the one who accused Mr. Martin of the crime.
Oh, no, I already talked to the police about that. I don't want to think about it right now.
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Nothing as exciting as what you do, I'm sure. Ooh, tell me, do most bad people start crying when you catch them? I'll bet it's a laugh riot to see them sobbing away.
This guy's awesome.
No, Mr. Montgomery, most of them don't.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's a rather exotic bird you've got.
I like looking at him. He has such pretty colors, doesn't he?
That he does.
You know, I've always wondered what he might taste like. Is that bad, do you think?
I really couldn't say, Mr. Montgomery.
Oh, I love this guy.
I found this bottle of pills upstairs. Are they yours?
Yes, I take those from time to time when I'm feeling tired.
You seem to be out.
Yes, that is a pity.
Where do you usually acquire them?
Oh, they're available by mail order only. I'll have to remember to request some later.
All right, and
I
Miss
found a
Montgomery.
letter upstairs addressed to a Miss Montgomery. Who is that?
You were snooping around up there? Naughty, naughty, Mr. Fordham.
It's part of my job. Now, are you going to tell me or not?
No, I don't think
Aw,
I
you
will.
dick.
You're the detective. I'll let you solve that mystery yourself.
I think this mystery could be best solved with a punch in the nose. God, I wish I still had fists.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you for yours.
This is ridiculous. He won't be of any use in this state. If it takes him as long to snap out of it as it takes you, we'll be waiting around here until noontime tomorrow. There has to be a way to bring him back to his senses. Maybe that quack outside knows something of use.
Yeah, we'll talk to the doc, see if he can get me some of those pills, and I just shove one in his throat. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? Dr. Fellows.
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
Tell me about Madame Dupree.
She is a great woman and a pillar of the community. I cannot imagine why something like this could happen to her, or how someone could be capable of such a barbaric feat. Though this ordeal has been terrible, I am confident she will overcome. The power of her physical constitution is surpassed only by her strength of character.
Do you think he'd say the same things if he wasn't on her payroll? I highly doubt it.
That guy there that talks after, like, my Bill, his the dead spirit, he reminds me of Joe Pesci. And now think of that every time you hear him talk.
What were the circumstances surrounding Madame Dupree's supposed death?
Her son, Andrew, sent for me a few days ago after finding her unconscious and unresponsive. As I was unable to detect a pulse or breath, I had no other recourse but to declare her deceased. I judged that Madame Dupree had likely suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. It was most shocking to be proven wrong at a funeral.
I can imagine. Where was the funeral held, by the way?
St. Denis Cemetery. Madame Dupree wished to be interred in the tomb of her father's family, name of Chesterton.
Perhaps I'll go have a look.
Nice.
May I ask exactly what kind of sedative you gave Andrew?
A simple tincture of laudanum. It's what I give all my nervous patients.
Laudanum keeps
He
popping up
seems
in
a
every
bit
game we play lately.
out of sorts.
Hot? Meat kettle.
It can have that effect, but it usually wears off in half a day or so.
Is there a way to bring him out of his condition sooner?
A stimulant would have the opposite effect, but I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. It could have potentially harmful effects on his heart.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I wasn't planning on doing anything of the sort. I was just curious.
It's cute how you act like you have no experience in these matters. It's almost convincing.
Okay, we gotta get some of those pills and then we'll give it to him.
How long have you been Madame Dupree's private physician?
5 years, and I've been practicing medicine for the past 30.
Damn.
I still spend a couple of days a week treating patients at Riverview Asylum.
Oh, good. Maybe if you're lucky, he could be your doctor someday.
30 years is quite a long time. You must have seen some incredible advances in the field of medicine.
I have, yes. I can only wonder how things will change with all this talk of ethericity. There's speculation it can be used to restore necrotic tissue and instantly heal broken bones, among other things.
Yeah,
If you ask me, a good bloodletting will never go out of fashion.
Did you examine Madame Dupree after she reanimated?
Of course. Physically, she appeared to be in fine health aside from minor dehydration. I found no marks or bruising on her body. Mentally is a different story, however. She's remained in an unresponsive state ever since.
Do you have any opinions on what caused Madame Dupree to appear dead?
The most likely cause I can imagine is some sort of poison or toxin.
What leads you to believe Madame Dupree was poisoned?
The symptoms she experienced were consistent with prior cases of poisoning I've studied. And didn't the young man arrested have ties to some kind of black magic cult? There have been reported cases of these practitioners using poisons to make people appear dead, then commanding them to do their bidding.
Whoa.
I recall reading about a man in the West Indies who was given tetrodotoxin, that's the toxic secretion from a pufferfish, declared dead and buried. He appeared alive in his village some 20 years later.
Doesn't that seem a bit far-fetched to you, Doctor?
Facts are facts, Mr. Fordham. Surely someone in your line of work can appreciate that.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
Thank you, sir.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Yeah, you actually did a pretty good job. I'll give you an 8 out of 10. Can't do anything with her. Can't do anything with anybody else. So, map. 451 Compton. No, we got the St. Denis Cemetery, and then we got 76 Forest Lane. But for right now, I'm going to call the episode right here, everybody. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. I always love a good little detective thing. It's pretty awesome. And yeah, it is stupid how this is spelled Cholmondeley, and it's actually pronounced Chumley. Damn Brits. I'm just kidding, you Britain people. I love you. You're freaking awesome, especially your accents. Pretty sexy. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.